Salutations, everybody. We're here today with a very special guest of a very special project. His name is Seth, the CEO of DynexT. How are you doing today, Seth?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me come on.
Absolutely. Now, we've had long discussions between you and I. So tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about this project.
Well, a little bit about myself. We'll start with my age because that's small, 36. So the idea behind this project really came from personal views, I guess, on the crypto space. So it kind of ties into who I am. A little more about who I am. I'm an ex-police officer. I was in the military. I ran for political office, very much tied into the community with humans, I'll say, not just in America, not just in my state, but just generally speaking, I'm in tune with that protection aspect. So going into the project is a means for everyone, not just the rich, not just the poor, not just the guy in the middle that's struggling to survive, but it is a means for everyone to be able to generate a stream of wealth in different avenues. So our project is just not a one-directional project. We have basically the idea to be able to bring in multiple streams of income for our project and being able to pass it on to the end user. And we do that through the way of the vaults. Now, what I do want to clarify too is, although when we launch, we will be a fully functional project token, but we will not have every single feature that you can read about in the white papers. That's more or less a roadmap for the future and things to come. So when we launch, we will have the ability for you to lock up your tokens and gain what the community understands as reflections or sort of an interest on what you lock up, just like a normal bank would. And then from there in time, it's going to be an avenue for you to reinvest your money back through the vault and then into other projects as far as using our swap exchange, or eventually we'll have a suite of tradable funds, if you will, where you can lock up your tokens into these. And if the projects in this ETF work out, you'll end up gaining a kickback from it all through the vaults. And then, like I touched on with the exchange is going to be a vetted project. So not just anybody can load up the LP and list a token on our exchange. The idea is to have credibility and integrity. So we will fully vet everybody, whether or not the projects want to, I'll say, dox to the public. They have to dox to me at a very minimum for me to want to list them on our exchange. We are creating a sort of a safe haven for everybody in the crypto sphere where they can come and invest their money and know that these projects are legitimate projects from legitimate people, and the factor of being scammed out of their money is brought to near zero. You know, I admit I'm human. Some things slip through the cracks. So I'm definitely not saying that I'm perfect, but in any case, the nutshell of who we are is to provide a safe place for everybody to come and invest and make money.
That is wonderful, because we here at Crypto God definitively sometimes my words come out and they're not words, not real words at least, but we definitively here at Crypto God love accountability and the safety of our people. Now, let's break down the initial tokenomics, because I know, as you said, the tokenomics down the road will change.
Yeah, that's correct. So currently, the tokenomics, the way it's going to work is we do not have a automatic burn feature. It'll be basically strictly done through automatic or automated burns from us internally. You could kind of think of it like a manual burn. The idea is we're not looking to be the typical DeFi project where everybody wants us to be disconnected. I feel that to have a safe atmosphere we need control with the right people, I'll say. Obviously, you can't just trust anybody, but the idea is that we will have control of the burn. So if we don't need to burn, we don't have to burn, that kind of deal. This isn't about getting rich overnight and, quote unquote, mooning. This is about long-term generational wealth kind of thing, something that we'll be able to pass on to our future children and family. So currently our tokenomics are a 10% fee, with the majority of it going back into the LP, and then 2% of it going to our operations for business expenses, things like that. And then that 2% going into the reserve wallet, which is basically our holdings for if we want to list on an exchange or if we want to end up burning any kind of tokens for whatever the reason may be. So that is basically the basic tokenomics. And then we have things in place with our whale features. So we have a whale tax where it's based on total supply and how much you're trying to sell, and then that'll dictate an extra fee. So basically, you don't have to worry about people dumping an exorbitant amount of tokens and then causing the price to crash. If somebody wants to do something similar to that, they're going to be hit with a fee, or you'll be able to see multiple transactions of selling, which is kind of giving everybody an indication that something's going on, and you can make an informed decision whether you want to hang on or sell.
That's very good. Now, the future after the initial tokenomics is, if I'm reading this correctly, and if we understand each other 100%, is a stable coin.
Yeah. So in the future, I'm targeting roughly a year or so away from when we actually launch. There's a lot of development that I need to go through. I have tons of security ideas that just cannot be implemented in the current blockchains available. So we are, just like most other projects say, we are looking into our own blockchain that we can incorporate our own security measures. And one of those security measures in the financial sense of security is that I want our token to be more of a stable coin. So it'll be sort of like a 1-for-1 with the US dollar. And then going from there, when you're holding our token, you don't have to worry so much about what Bitcoin's doing or what, BNB is doing, where our token will stay the same and you can still invest it in different ways. And I'm still looking at being able to offer certain reflections and things like that, but it will be toned way down to more of what you would typically see at a bank. So as far as like a certificate of deposit, I don't know, they're getting, very antiquated as far as, I don't know anyone who has a CD, but the idea is that you lock up your money with these CDs and you get a very small percentage back. And that would be the way that we're heading. So currently, the way that the vaults work is, you can get up to 22% back on your investment. That'll work for the first 6 months. And it's kind of like a thank you to everyone who is in the beginning with us. And then after we release the next version of the vault, which would probably be in the next 6 months to 12 months, in that time frame, it'll be toned way back. Because if you think about it, where else can you get 22% of your money? So we have to be realistic with what our goals and expectations are.
Absolutely. Now, we're running short on time. I understand that you're waiting to do the public launch until you get your certificate. We understand that because we've discussed it. That's correct, yes?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Now, real quick, you have 30 seconds or less to give people at home the number one reason why to invest into you.
I would say the number one reason to invest in Dynasty X would just be investing in your own future. We have the innovation, we have the ideas, we have the direction. And with that said, it only makes sense to go with what makes sense. So what I'm saying with that is invest in your own self, do your own research. I am happy if people invest with us, but I know that my system will prove itself. So I don't want people to invest based on my words. I want people to invest based on my ideas and my direction. So my actions will speak louder than words.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming out, sir. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, no, I greatly appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on here.
Of course. Now, everyone at home, you gotta like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all of your friends, and then ring the bell so you get notifications for all the projects coming down the pipeline with heightened integrity and accountability. With that being said, this was short time, and it has been quick.